let's talk RRR. Hang on just a minute. Okay, I know you're all tired of me talking about RRR. The movie written and directed by the brilliantly talented SS Rajamouli. You can watch Bahubali 1 and 2 on Netflix. I also recommend seeking out a film called Iga. Rajamouli is a modern master. I believe that RRR is his masterpiece. It is a movie that is, I believe, a gift to the world. RRR is also a film that, while it's based on true events, takes a lot of creative license with the heroism by its two lead characters, Ram and Beam. It's a movie that defies genre. It is an action movie. It's also has elements of comedy, of romance, high drama. It's historical in nature, uh, but it is exhilarating. It's an exhilarating 3-hour experience. It's also a musical with specifically a dance number about a third of the way into the movie that is spectacular, having won having won best song at the Golden Globes. I fully expect it to be nominated for best song for the Oscars. I attended a screening in Hollywood of the film. I have my collectible ticket here just to show you. I was very excited to be one of the lucky 900 plus people that got into the screening, and I was given by fans there RRR for Oscars. It's a legit campaign trying to get this Hollywood movie nominated for an Oscar. It is well deserved, and it deserves a place in the best picture category. The fandom for this film is off the charts. There are parts of the film where people just went nuts. Alan and I have been fortunate enough, because we're part of the Critics' Choice Awards. We get invited to events. They're effectively lobbying you.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll invite you. I mean, I'll just tell you straight up. They'll invite Alan and I to a screening of the movie, and there'll be a reception after with the actors and or creatives in attendance. There is serving of drinks and appetizers. And I don't know. Alan never saw an appetizer.
Love appetizers.
Well, appetizers become dinner. My recommendation is always go for the protein. If they have chicken skewers or sushi, go for the protein. Don't go for the carbs like chips. Don't do that. Yeah. Chips and guac, stay away.
The tofu tacos, oh boy.
There were tofu tacos. No. But Alan and I were fortunate enough to go to a couple things. We went to a screening. I did not attend the screening, but it was the I gotta zoom in on this. Yeah. We went to an event at the DGA where I got to meet NTR, who plays Beam. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Can you see? Okay, cool. That's on my personal Instagram. It was an honor to meet him. You and I hung out. I met Rajamouli there. They didn't have to convince me. And Alan did a great. Okay, by the way, that's a still. Do you know how long Alan and I worked on getting that? We got the dance going. Okay, that's my personal Instagram is That's Chris Gore. There was a Q&A there that was amazing, where we were sitting in the first few rows and just got to hear, just talk about the making of this movie. It's insane. It was shot over the course of 322 days. And again, I'll say this movie is a gift to the world. Wait, let's see if I can.
So we plan for one sequence, we shoot the whole sequence, and take a break from the shoot, not take a whole break from the shoot, and prep for the next episode and shoot it. So it goes linearly. So that's the reason we need more time, and also the film is 3 hours long, not 2 hours 15 minutes or something, and we have songs which will take more time than the scenes. So that's the reason why we go for 320 days.
You know you're at the DGA when you say how many shooting days, 320, and the entire audience goes, oh!
Both of them are great dancers, and the requirement of the stories that they dance, and obviously the song has to be catchy. I don't need to tell him that. That's quite obvious. What we were discussing more is like
How do we kill the heroes?
so what is the lead that is coming up to that point? What is the flow of the emotion that is coming up to that point, and how should it break open into the song? That's what we do for a majority of the background score and the songs also. Discuss the emotion and what needs to be conveyed to the audience at that point of time. We discuss very little music actually.
Okay.
Both of them are great dancers, and the requirement of the stories that they dance, and obviously the song has to be catchy. I don't.
You get the idea. And then
Yeah.
Alan, I posted, I don't know if you saw this just went up. What
Oh no, I didn't see that.
What is your attitude here? What is that face you're making?
Oh, it was
are you-
just take the damn picture.
Well, I mean, come on. You look a little like take this
No,
away.
if you look at the picture before and after this one, I'm fine. But it was just like, how long are you going to stand there posing that way?
Do you see Alan holding this thing? It says film threat perks. Didn't you see that? Like that's look, I don't know. I'm toasting with someone. There's us doing we're caught with appetizers and beer. This is our friend Hillary. She's also a CCA member. Meeting NTR. There you go. Just more. So I guess the message is, don't let it fool you. It looks like Alan and I are good friends and we're smiling. That's not always the case. It's not always the case here.
Yeah.
So I'm kidding.
Like when we discuss film threat off.
Yeah, exactly. But look, I've been talking about this movie forever. I just want everyone to see it. It is going to be an Oscar contender. But one of the last thing I want to share with you before we move on is I got to go see a screening of RRR at the TCL Chinese Theater in Hollywood, which turned into, first of all, it was huge. People were in line at 8:30 a.m. for the overflow line. That's the additional tickets. People don't show up to these things sometimes, and additional tickets are available to people who get in line. It's just first come, first serve. That line was insane. I got there like around 5 o'clock. They let everyone in at 6. And then the movie didn't even start till 7:30. It was crazy. It was crazy. But what was interesting was, I have to tell this story. People from Beyond Fest, shout out to them. What a great organization. Beyond Fest. Subscribe to their newsletter with the American Cinematheque. If you live in Los Angeles, one of the perks of living here is being able to go to screenings of movies where the filmmakers are in attendance. So J.J. Abrams was brought up to the stage to introduce S.S. Rajamouli. To me, Rajamouli is a much greater talent than J.J. Abrams. Don't get me started. But there were, he got sort of polite applause. And people booed. You know what? Confirmation. Paulie from Latino Slant, who was on our Golden Globe stream last night. I talked to him like, people booed? It was like, oh yeah, people booed. It was weird. I heard someone say, you mean the guy who effed up Star Wars? So yeah. But he was very, very gracious. He introduced Rajamouli, and then he got up, and of course, as everyone I've met from that's involved with RRR is incredibly humble. I don't think they realize like what they've created, and just how it's. Yeah, Paulie, I booed you. Yeah, you're the boo I heard. You weren't the only one. You weren't the only one, Paulie. But I want to show the video of what it was like. So this is the TCL Chinese Theater, formerly the Man Chinese Theater, where you've got all the feet in cement, all the different, Robert Downey Jr.'s in cement, Jack Nicholson, C-3PO and R2-D2 you can find in cement preserved in front of the theater. It's a very famous tourist attraction. But when the Natu Natu dance sequence came up, you might have seen this last night. We played on the during our Globe stream, but I really want to play it again.
You might want to turn the volume down on it just so.
the volume down. Oh yeah, I'll turn the volume down.
Yeah.
So so I'll turn the volume down on this, but I want to show you what happens when the Natu Natu sequence came up. This was the craziness that you witnessed. I'm just gonna we'll talk over it too, Alan. Talk over it. I'd like to hear your impressions. This is because when the Natu Natu sequence came on, there were people that I saw at the, that were wearing suspenders. There was a girl wearing suspenders, a bunch of guys wearing, like they're trying to recreate the dance sequence that's happening on screen. This is also something that apparently has happened in screenings in India, but this phenomenon has now reached stateside here in the US. So check this out. I'll turn the audio lower and we'll talk over it, but check it out. So check out the people here in the crowd. Like the crowd went nuts in a way, and this isn't the only time that they went nuts. They were like, I mean, it just the amount of love. I knew this was just like the crowd was just like all types of people from LA, right? But the fact that people know it well enough now to dance to it is kind of crazy. Alan, how good are your moves?
Oh yeah, I'm as good as these people dancing along with it.
You think so? All right. Well,
I mean, look at that. I mean, the funny thing is when they, a big part of that interview after our screening with SS Rajamouli, they talked about the song, and
right.
They talked about not only it took 2 weeks to film it, and then you also have the rehearsal leading up to it, and but what Rajamouli was going for was perfect synchronization. And that's why every take was taken so many times, and why it looks so spectacular when it finally made it to the screen.
Well, he was looking for perfect synchronization, with the majority of people. But the main thing were the two lead characters, Beam and Ram, had to be like in perfect sync for it to really work. But like, there's a whole story. Even as look at more people are still filtering in. Paulie from Latino Slant, shout out to him. It was like being at a rock concert. I've never experienced anything like it. So there you go. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and if you look down in that crowd of dancers, the one with the hat and the mustache is Paulie.
Oh yeah, no, not. Paulie was actually sitting directly in front of me, but even the people in the audience were standing up, taking video. I mean, it was I even suggested to the Beyond Fest folks, I said, look, this movie's huge. This screening, by the way, 900 people at the screening. The screening sold out in 90 seconds. The tickets went on sale. I forgot it was like noon on a certain day, and I missed it, but was able to get tickets. That they should do this at the Hollywood Bowl. Yeah. They really need to just play, just do a. Hollywood Bowl holds almost 20,000 people. It still would sell out in a short amount of time, but at least a lot. There's Paulie standing right there. Paulie, good to see you. That's Paulie clapping with the hat on. I love it. It's so great, man. It was so great. And then we hung out after. There's Paulie's back. Sit down, Paulie. I mean, look at this. This is people in Los Angeles. Okay. Now, and this, oh my God, this
is Hollywood. This is the heart of Hollywood. That the most difficult location to get to in LA.
Yeah. And then the enthusiasm by the crowd is just like, it's crazy. Yeah. But Paulie says, haha, was pure joy that night, guys. A win for cinema. It was just awesome. Yeah. But
I would go to the Hollywood Bowl if they did it.
Yeah, no, it was just there's a whole story even in the sequence. It's not just a musical number for no reason. There's a story behind it, right? He's trying to win the affection of Jenny. Beam is. He's also kind of on a secret mission. He has ulterior motives, but not nefarious ulterior. Oh man, it just, God, it was crazy to be there at the event. Now, I could talk about RRR more. I mean,
we know.
Well, I've got video. Would you like me to share? Okay, would you like me to share? I have more video.
Yeah.
From interviews with Rajamouli Would you like to see that, or are we moving on? We've got some time. Let's do this. This is from the Directors Guild of America. I ran it at the last minute, and I sat next to you.
I know you didn't even know it.
This was totally, and I'm going to play some of these clips, and then we'll go to your comments. So here we go. This is NTR and SS Rajamouli at the Directors Guild of America just talking about the movie. These are some quick clips. They're like, short. Now I won't play everything, but some highlights.
I never got to ask this question to him. Definitely, I expected.
It wasn't fun for sure.
We'll get into that.
I expected a reception, this kind of good reception from Indians in India and across the globe, Indians across the globe, because it is for them that I made the film. But from the West, never in my wildest dreams did I anticipate the kind of reception. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that I would come, stand here in front of the screen in Directors Guild and get a reception like this. I never expected. But I don't know. I didn't get to know from him. Did he expect this kind of reception from outside Indians?
Well, definitely not. I think, I was, it's kind of very emotional for me. It's LA has been a holiday spot. America has been a holiday spot. It was a nation where I would come and visit my family. But today, sitting in LA, I'm a little emotional here, sorry, but I've been in the industry for 20 years, and it's the first time I think I'm in America talking about work, and this achievement is only because of my directors, great directors I've worked with, and my only guiding soul, Rajamouli. And I really feel that I've achieved something. And West has, we come from Rajamouli said it many times, we come from a very small industry called the Telugu film industry. And thanks to him, it's not small anymore. I think Rajamouli is one such director who's united us. We were aliens, we're not aliens anymore. We're all one big global film industry. And thank you so much for this response for RRR. We're truly indebted. Thank you.
Yeah, that's I feel like I want to share more of these clips. What does the chat say? Would you like to see more of these clips? That was a longer one, but I have a lot of ones that are like a minute long.
Yeah, they do go on quite a bit on some of the questions. One thing I have to say is just the humility of these guys, just the wide-eyed wonder of just succeeding in America, being beyond their wildest dreams, and I kept thinking, I hope Hollywood never gets to these guys. I hope just keep making their movies.
Yeah, this is my fear, is that SS Rajamouli will be sucked into Hollywood, be offered insane amounts of money to make a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie or something. Yeah. But the lesson from RRR and its global success is that the themes and ideas resonate with everyone. There's no the storytelling and character are far above any agenda. You could certainly read some things into it, and I always I point out that the movie politically is sort of in two minds. Like it will appeal to a certain side politically because of the anti-colonialism. At the same time, there's also a message of if we all had guns, we wouldn't have been taken over by the British.
Hey, Hollywood was making films about British colonialism and the need for guns.
Exactly.
But it's the idea. The RRR is 100% SS Rajamouli's movie. He made every single decision on his own. This was his vision. I just can't imagine him going into a Marvel or a DC project and giving him that kind of carte blanche. No, he's going to be beholden to the suits, and that will destroy a person's career, and that will taint not only his taste for doing anything for America, but could possibly taint the filmmaking process altogether.
And this is really what it takes. And I look at modern Hollywood today, and it's really distressing that they don't see why other film industries around the world are succeeding. We could talk about Telugu movies, but South Korea, Korean cinema,
Mm-hmm.
in particular Korean horror, and even Korean television shows like Extraordinary Attorney Woo, which is on Netflix currently. I always like to, we can look at sort of like Star Wars is kind of lame now, and Marvel is kind of, I mean, whether you like the new Marvel stuff or not, you have to admit it's kind of getting like it feels like they've reached sort of the bottom of the barrel with that, and maybe need to do something new, and we'll see. I'm mostly an optimistic person when it comes to this stuff, but at the same time, I'm not going to wallow in the fact that a lot of the major franchises are just not being handled by caretakers who show respect for their audience. Does that make sense? And
yeah,
it's pretty obvious. I don't know what your thoughts on that are, Alan, but
yeah, no, I'll continue to say it. You want good stuff, go outside the United States, because they're not encumbered by the woke BS that we are. They're just trying to make their stuff for their audiences, for that matter. But it's refreshing and in a way more uncensored, definitely by U.S. standards.